Hi guys, what's happening? Here comes a report from Sweden with the development going on with the ban of all the usage of UAV drones carrying a camera. My first video I made was an objective report explaining why Sweden has banned the usage of drones with cameras. So if you want to know why Sweden has banned these drones, check out the previous video. So this video will focus mainly on the consequences from the ruling of the Supreme Administrative Court on October 21st this year 2016 here in Sweden. So the purpose of this video is not to fire off an angry crowd that will point their fingers towards any person or authority, but some facts will be presented in this video that will make you pissed off and angry. So previous video, objective report, nice guy. This video, critical report of what I think is wrong with the ruling that was presented from the court. So first a quick report of what has happened. On October 21st, 2016, here in Sweden, the Supreme Administrative Court delivered a ruling saying that every camera mounted on a drone needs a permit. These permits for camera surveillance are given by the County Administrative Board. In Swedish it's called Länsstyrelsen. And the reason for the court saying that you need this permit, they say that the camera is mounted for a longer period of time, and they also say that it is remotely controlled. So watch the previous video for why they did this interpretation. I will also put a link down in the description. Getting this kind of permit for camera surveillance is not easy to get, and it costs a lot of money. Who is affected by this ruling from the court? Well, to mention some of them, businesses and operations such as Missing People Sweden, who search for people who are missing. Of course, you have like the fire department fighting forest fires. You have the construction companies that are using data from the site where they are building, shot with drones. Property owners. Of course, you have agriculture and forest industry, where the farmers can fly over their land and look for areas that are infected with bugs eating their crops so they can fight them. And of course, you have brokers, real estate agents taking pictures of houses that are going out for sale. All these businesses and persons are affected by this ruling. And we are not sure yet, maybe even cameras mounted on dogs running in the forest falls under this legislation. Camera mounted on radio-controlled boats driving around in the lake for sure would fall under this legislation. Not to mention the first-person view, the FPV pilots who are who are flying with drones for a hobby. They have long been standing in the shadow from the big media companies, production companies who are saying that they are most affected by this. You cannot forget about all the hobbyists who are doing this for a hobby. FPV flying is a big sport. It's getting more and more established. It's on the rise. So that is just simply said that also this sport are affected. So right now people are upset and making fun about the absurdment of this judgment. So everybody is searching for loopholes, and they also wonder, a selfie stick, is that now illegal? It is mounted and it is remotely controlled, so with the interpretation from the court, a selfie stick could be illegal as well. What about time-lapse videos? You have a camera mounted on a tripod and you are not there to operate it, so it's mounted, it's not controlled by you on the spot. That should fall under this legislation as well. You have webcams mounted on ski resorts, on construction sites to see the progress. They are mounted and they are remotely controlled, just like a camera on a drone. And also people will state that photos that were taken with a drone was actually taken with a long selfie stick, with an air balloon, shot from a treetop, a skylift, commercial airline, a really high ladder, or shot in another country like Denmark, the neighbor country to Sweden. It's just ridiculous. What happens if you get caught flying a drone with a camera on it? Is it even possible to get caught, is the question. You could always argue that you don't actually have a camera on your drone. If they say that, hey, we can see your camera, you can always say that that is not a camera, that is a dummy, or that is an anti-collision system, or whatever. Who are they to prove you're wrong? I will get back to the getting away part in just a bit. Here is how it works in Sweden with the laws of taking photographs in the public. You are allowed to take photographs in the public with a handheld camera. You can take pictures on people. You can actually go up in their face and take a picture, and there is nothing they can do about it. The only thing that is not allowed to photograph is like military facilities that are protected by the law. And also you cannot in secrecy shoot photos through a window into another person's home without them knowing about it. That is illegal. You can also not photograph people in public showers or in public bathrooms. So inside people's houses, not okay. But if they step outside into their yard and you stand outside their property limit, you can take a photo of them. If they are naked, that's their problem. That's how it works in Sweden. Also, all these photos taken of all these people that have not given their permission, they can be published online. You are not breaking any law. So if you go to the beach naked and somebody comes up and stick a camera in your face, I'm sorry, it's Sweden, it's allowed. Then you have to ask yourself, what violates your integrity the most? A drone flying in over your property, you can see it, you can hear it, you know it's there. But if a person is standing with a long lens, super zoom lens that can shoot like a photo from maybe 800 meters away, like presented in this video right here, you have no idea that they are there, and they can get so good detail and you can't even spot them. So which is the worst? A drone that you can see, that usually can not zoom in on you and get the quality that a long lens can. Quite obvious, right? Which one is the most violating? So what does the television company says, the big media production companies? Well, here comes the interesting part, because they actually say that the fundamental law of freedom of expression stands above the law of camera surveillance. So they say that they are not affected by this ruling, some of them say at least. But this has not been tried in court yet, so nobody knows for sure what is right and what is wrong. It has to be tried. As far as I know, one company has applied for a permit for camera surveillance and got one, and it was for the Gotland Grand National Enduro competition, which was just a few weeks ago, and they also got the permit really fast, but I think it was some kind of exception. They got it in like 2 days. But this was like an old military area that was sealed off from the public, and there was signs saying that there were cameras were filming and so on. So that does not help you if you want to go out and shoot some pictures of beautiful nature. You still need a permit. So I did talk about it a bit before, but what kind of equipments are affected by this? The court says that a dash cam mounted in the window of a car is okay. They also say that a camera mounted on the handlebar of a bicycle also is okay. But then I wonder what happens if you park your car and go in for some grocery shopping and you have a dash cam in your car. Then you are not using it on the spot, right? That should also be illegal. And then you maybe think that, oh, but the dash cam is not on. Well, that was the case with the drones. The court did not care if the camera mounted on the drone was on or off. They only cared about that it could be used for camera surveillance, which is crazy, because then you can say that the dash cam is being used for camera surveillance and you need a permit every time you park your car and go for grocery shopping, because it is not operated on the spot. All of this, of course, is just absurd, and you get pissed off just thinking about it. Yeah, easy now, Tiger. Let's get back to the interesting part of getting away with this crime you're about to commit if you fly in Sweden. So here comes, pardon my language, the most f***ed up shit yet. The citizens of the European Union are not affected by this ban in Sweden. Say what? I could not hear you there. Did you say they are not affected? Yes, I say they are not affected because the camera surveillance law only applies to persons or businesses established in Sweden. If you're from Denmark or another European country, you're welcome to fly in Sweden. This is stated in the law of camera surveillance. That is so Yeah, I know. So instead of the Swedish companies are doing photographies, making money, paying taxes, now countries from the rest of the European Union will come to Sweden and do work, and all those tax money will disappear from Sweden. Here comes another absurd analysis. You have this company in Sweden called Ericsson. They laid off like 3,000 people a few months ago, and the politicians just went through the roof.
I have been a Republican in times good, and I have been a Republican in times bad.
But when the Supreme Administrative Court shuts down an entire industry that employs like 3,000 to 10,000 people, turnover like maybe 500 million to 1 billion Swedish crowns a year, and have the possibility to make a lot of money for Sweden, for development and so on for the upcoming years, how can the Supreme Administrative Court just miss all these facts, all these bad consequences? Is it that they do not understand it? Or are they incompetent? Do they not care? Or maybe the simplest one, it's not their job to care about the consequences of this ruling. I don't know. Maybe they just follow and interpret the law, and it's up to someone else to take responsible for what comes out of it. But if the court does not take responsibility, of course our dear politicians will take responsibility. It is a lot of jobs on stake here, right? But no, they do not. They do not seem to understand how serious this really is and how many jobs there are affected. Because they just think that the only people using drones are some random assholes flying close to airports, getting headlines in the big newspapers from time to time. The reason I say the politicians does not understand better is because of the fact that they have an ongoing investigation to change the law. The camera surveillance law mainly hasn't been changed since 1977, so it needs an update. And the investigation will be done in the autumn of 2017. Right now the politicians are just leaning back saying, let's wait for the investigation before we do something. And then when the investigation is done, you have maybe at least 1 or 2 more years before the law is actually changed. So anybody with insights knows that 2 or 3 years, that is like 100 years when it comes to the extreme technology development that we are seeing right now. This is a complete disaster, and Sweden will fall back and they will lose a lot of job opportunities. So the politicians really need to wake up. I'm telling you, wake up.
Wake up in the dark.
You cannot wait this investigation to finish. That is just pure BS. You need to act right now before it's too late. Do something, I don't care how you do it.
Well, for God's sake, it's perfectly simple. All you've got to do is to go out of that door now and try to stop the Romans nailing him up.
So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this second video of this matter. If you did like the video, please share it to others and subscribe if you like the channel. It's pretty newly started. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you around.